Good morning and welcome to the Homesteading Dream. Today, joined with Adam Barlow with Enduring Ascent, we're going to be talking about fermenting chicken feed. It's a really exciting topic that I am very passionate about when it comes to chicken care. So to start off, we're going to need wheat. Now, I prefer to get my wheat from people who are getting rid of old food storage. It doesn't really matter that it's 10, 20 years old, just as long as it's not moldy or contaminated anyway.
And how much is that? You're about 2 or 3 pounds?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 pounds.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You really just want to make as much as your chickens eat. You want them to eat as much as they'll eat.
And how long does it store for?
We stored it for up to a week.
Okay.
And I'm sure it would go even longer because of the apple cider vinegar.
Awesome. Okay.
So along with the wheat, we're also going to need garlic. Now garlic is really important because it keeps parasites, mites, scales, that kind of stuff off of your chickens.
Awesome. And then I see you have apple cider vinegar. Is there anything special about this?
Yes, you need to have one that has the mother in it. That mother is really important. And we'll talk about some of the benefits to apple cider vinegar to your chickens a little bit later in the video.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
So to get this started, we're gonna do the wheat. So first we need to put the wheat in there. And then I take the garlic, and I only put in about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons for this 3 pounds.
So this is just the garlic that you get from the grocery store, right?
Yeah, just
It's
granulated garlic.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. This one's what? 26 ounces, so how much is that?
Like $1, $1.50.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
And lasts for a couple months, 3 or 4 months.
Sounds cool.
And then the apple cider vinegar.
Now the apple cider vinegar, we get that from Costco, right?
Yeah, this is
And you can get it from
anywhere.
any grocery store.
Just make sure that it's unfiltered, raw, and it has the mother. You want that good bacteria in the bottom. And so I put about 2 tablespoons of that in there.
Okay.
The last ingredient is one that's really expensive that I know no one has, water.
All right. So how much water are we putting in? Looks like, well, this is a
Gallon.
2 gallons,
2
so we're
gallons.
putting in 1.5 gallons or a gallon. We'll see how much.
Yeah, the important part is you want to make sure that your grain is completely submerged. About 2 or 3 times the water that you have grain. You don't really need to worry. Yeah, that's plenty.
Does that look good? You want to show them?
Sure. You don't really need to worry about having too much water in there, because when you feed it to the chickens, I just throw it right on the ground, counts as scratch, and the water will just run off. And sometimes if there's a pool, I've seen the chickens even drink that water. So it's really beneficial to make sure you have more than enough water in there. Let it grow as big as it's going to grow.
So now you're letting this age. You're also letting it ferment, right?
Yep.
What does the fermentation do?
So there we have a list. So the fermentation is going to break down the outer shell, the hard part of the grain, and allow the nutrients to be able to be absorbed more fully by the chicken.
Okay. And what do you do to aid in the fermentation?
So the fermentation is going to be water, thyme, and the other aid is the apple cider vinegar. That's what gets
Awesome.
it started.
And do you keep it in kind of a warmer place, a cooler place? What are you looking for?
Yeah, we keep ours in the garage,
Okay.
and we let it sit there for 3 or 4 days. Sometimes we've even let it go for a week if I made too much the time before. So.
And let me tell you, the chickens go crazy over it. They've got their regular food sitting there, and they'll leave their regular food and come on over and grab all of this that he throws down. So we just love feeding this to the chickens.
They actually prefer this. My chickens prefer this over meat. So if you throw an old chicken carcass out there, or old turkey carcass, or leftover ham or whatever it is, they'll prefer this over meat. 9 times out of 10, they'll go straight for this, eat it all up, and then they'll eat the table scraps or their pellet food.
It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So it extends it. It's something that they can break down in their stomachs better. You get better eggs. Better for the chickens. It keeps off the parasites. This is an amazing process.
Yeah, so some of the benefits to apple cider vinegar is, one, you're going to help their gut flora. So that's the good bacteria in their stomach. It kills the bad bacteria in their stomach. It kills the bacteria responsible for respiratory diseases. It kills a lot of the bacteria, the digestion diseases. So it helps with egg-bound chickens. It helps with chickens who have either diarrhea or constipation. With chicks, you don't get pasty butt when you give them.
Right, we've seen that with our chicks that we're raising.
Yeah, we just hatched about 15 chicks, and we didn't have a single case of pasty butt, and that is attributed to the apple cider vinegar.
You know, another thing that it does is, and that I've seen, is that it's increasing the chicken productivity. I mean, they're laying more eggs clear through the winter, which normally in the winter we get pretty cold here. We get, we're here in Utah, and we get temperatures down into, what, it's 17 degrees this morning. And it gets, that's just regular, and we drop down colder than that. And sometimes we have a little bit warmer days, but we don't have foliage, we don't have bugs. Everything's asleep or gone right now. And so this is just on what we're feeding the chickens, that you're still getting the same production that you're getting during the summer.
Yep.
In the winter.
Yep. We get about 80 to 90% egg production, and during the summer we get 80 or 90% egg production. And it's very interesting. The days that to test this out, I've gone 2 or 3 days without giving them this wheat, and the egg production will grind almost completely to a halt. Might get 1 egg out of our entire flock. And then I give this to them, and in about a day or two, we'll be back up to 4. Back to what we were before.
So about an egg a day, right?
Yeah, an egg a day per chick.
That's awesome.
Chicken.
That's awesome. I'd like him to talk about, he's got a really simple design for his chicken coop. He doesn't heat his chickens, so we get down to negative 17 degrees and even colder, and the chickens huddle together, but they don't have a heat lamp, and they're continuing to lay. They're nice and happy. So
one thing anyway. Joel Salatin says in his videos, he said that a chicken is extremely resilient. If they have a dry place that's out of the wind, they can handle the cold. And that's what I have adapted to my chickens. And I've never lost a chicken to frostbite. I've never had chicken die because of cold.
So another thing that I'm seeing, some of the benefits, we'll go over these pretty quick. It keeps your chicken water feeder and disinfects the water feeder and this food so that it's not going to get the bacteria, right? Apple cider vinegar.
Keeps the bacteria out and the mold out.
So eliminates the mold, mildew.
I've seen a lot of people who ferment their food, and they say that they can only leave it for 3 days and then it starts to mold. Well, I've left mine for upwards to a week, and I've never had any mold, and that's because the apple cider vinegar kills the mold.
Well, it also repels the ants, repels the flies. You're not getting all the bugs that are getting in it to contaminate it or hurt it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, you got a couple other here. You said can be used as an abrasive cleaner for difficult to clean surfaces. So you could actually clean with it.
Yep.
It's full of vitamins, minerals, trace elements, antiseptics, mild antibiotics, and great for a tonic for chickens, right?
Yeah, it helps pick them up. It gives them their, on top of their game type of deal. You'll notice that on the days that they don't get their apple cider vinegar, they might huddle more, they might be a little more lethargic, but when they get their apple cider vinegar, they're very active, they're talking more, they're just way happier when they have this apple cider vinegar.
Well, Trevor's got a list that he's put together of 18 points of why to use apple cider vinegar. And so if this is something you guys are interested in, just leave a comment.
So I'll have it in the description below. I'll have an email that you can send me an email if you want a comprehensive list, or I'll put in some of the main points in the description.
Awesome. Yep, that'll be great.
One more thing I want to show you guys. So just
bring over the whole basket.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you go. So just a size comparison, we went and bought large eggs from the store, and there's a large egg. And this is the eggs we're producing daily. Every chicken is giving us an egg this size. These are coming from our leghorns, and you can see, I mean, you're talking double the size of a large egg from the store.
Even look at what it's doing to the Easter eggers. They lay smaller eggs, and look at comparison.
Yeah, they're much smaller birds, and the eggs are huge. And you'll notice the size difference if you stop.
So, one thing that I wanted to notice too is look at how healthy these chickens are. So they get fed table scraps as well as their regular chicken feed. But these shells right here are so hard, and they're textured. I mean, you can tell there's a difference between these two eggs. This is a much healthier,
and the shells are much
healthier chicken, right? So, and these are, how old are your chickens that are laying these white ones?
Those are 4-year-old chickens.
These are 4-year-old chickens, and they're still laying like this.
every day.
Every day they're laying an egg. That's amazing.
Amazing. So we just wanted to share that with you real quick. Let's go check on the chickens and see how they like it.
And one more thing, make sure that you put a lid on it after you're done, just to keep the pests and things down. So just keep a lid loosely fit on there, and it keeps everything out. So thank you very much. That was awesome.
Yep.
So should we go over and watch how the big chicks like this? And
Yep.
we're gonna put a little piece on there showing you what our new chicks that are a week old, as well as
2 weeks.
as 3 weeks old.
3 weeks. So they range from a couple days to 3 weeks old.
So you're gonna be able to see how they like it.
Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for joining us. Don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel. The more people we get to subscribe, the more we're able to do projects like this. If you haven't, check out our chicken series. We've done a couple videos and we're going to do several more on how to care for your chickens in not the most forgiving of environments.
Right. Where we have nice cold weather and nice hot weather.
Yep.
So you can kind of see what's happening. These videos are coming out a couple per week, so just keep up with it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Hey chickies. Here you go.
See how much they love that?
Here you go, guys. Man, look at that. They're just eating that.
They're always fighting over it.
There you go.